Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents. I'm Leanne, your host for this video, and joining me as always is Alan. As you've seen from the title card, these are our reactions to WWE's most recent premium live event, Summerslam, which happened, as we're recording this, last night. So as always, I'm saying as always a lot now, this is going to be spoiler heavy. If you haven't seen the event and you're planning to, we'd recommend seeing it first. Otherwise you'll get our opinions before you've actually seen the thing. But if you're happy to just watch this, or if you've already seen it and now you're here, you're welcome to stay. We did record our predictions for this video, so if you fancy checking that out, we'll put a link somewhere on the screen so you can go and have a look at that first, and then you can come back and see how right or wrong we are. Although, we'll tell you. That's all good. So, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's.
SummerSlam, the hottest party of the summer.
I mean, it's kind of as it was, spoiler alert.
Here we go.
It's as hot as the British summer right now, which is to say as damp as a wet squib.
A little bit. Yeah, it wasn't exactly what we'd hoped, but if you've watched our predictions, it's sort of what we kind of expected a little bit. So, let's get into it. So we open the event with... You do the usual video introduction, fancy thing.
Kid Rock from Detroit.
Kid Rock, yeah.
Surprised he didn't actually make an appearance.
No, and his input into this introduction was a little lacking. He sort of said a couple of sentences and it was his music, but the rest of it was
WWE writers writing it. What do you expect?
A little bit. So it's okay, a bit lackluster, but he got his face on there, so why not? Okay, first match of the night. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. So we'll get this done. There were some pretty rough spots in this match.
Yeah.
Ricochet's amazing, as always, but you can only work with what you got. But overall, I feel like this wasn't too bad a match until the ending. It was okay, especially considering our thoughts, which are out there already.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the match I'd have chosen to open the show with, but there we go. I think
I guess they wanted to get that negativity towards Logan Paul out of the way.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably the smart choice, let's be honest.
Probably was. Something that I really enjoyed from Ricochet was the People's Moonsault.
Yeah.
So he did the whole running the ropes like The Rock would have. He sort of leans over Logan Paul on the ground and then does a moonsault. So it was effective, I think. Really seemed to be a tribute to The Rock, which we love and good stuff.
I liked his Optimus Prime inspired gear.
Yes.
That was pretty sweet.
It was pretty cool. You can trust Ricochet to have some cool gear all the time. Anything you want to add before we get to the finish?
Nope.
Cool. So the finish bugged me so much. So the whole thing going along has been Logan Paul has titanium in his right hand from some previous injury, broken fingers, whatever. So that means he can one-punch knock out his opponents. That's been the established narrative. There were a couple of times during the match where he tried to do the punch. He even did this weird, I think he's trying to do a Roman Reigns, but he's he's trying to prime it.
Yeah.
Looked a bit bad, but that's okay. And then Ricochet manages to avoid it or counter flip it around. So then how do you make it so that you'll actually hit? Well, apparently you just add brass knuckles into the equation. So he's got titanium in his hand and now brass knuckles. And then he lands the hit. So I don't know if these are magic brass knuckles. What's the...
They're infused with unicorn blood.
It drove me crazy. The brass knuckles aren't adding anything because he's already got metal in his hand. If he lands the punch, Ricochet gets knocked out. The brass knuckles do absolutely nothing. So why are they the deciding factor? Yeah.
And if he's so good, why does he need to cheat? He's always saying, I'm great, I've got prime talent and whatnot. If that were the case, he would have been able to beat Ricochet.
Yeah, but I think that's part of it is the one punch shot is his trump card. He's not as good as he says he is, but because he can get that knockout on a single punch, he's able to win.
But that's the thing. It's like, if you know someone's got a strength, you adapt. As an opponent, you adapt. So then the person with that strength needs to adapt also and find a new strength that they don't see coming.
Yeah. So adding brass knuckles and then doing exactly the same thing that failed twice Why would it work better? Doesn't make sense. So anyway, the punch with the brass knuckles lands, knocks out Ricochet. I've written Logan Paul hits Ricochet with these superfluous brass knuckles and pins him to it.
Oh, that's a good word.
Oh, thank you.
Brass.
But just didn't make any sense.
That made zero sense. And they need to ban all his frigging cronies from ringside.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Including that child that kept handing him his frigging bottle.
Yeah, the obviously planted prime bottle because the kid gave it back to him at the
Twice,
end of the match.
Stupid. Yeah, so in terms of predictions, you predicted Ricochet to win.
Wishful thinking.
I predicted Logan Paul to win.
Yeah.
So that's a right for me and a wrong for you.
Congrats.
Bow down to your master.
No. I bow to no one. Okay then. So then we go into the parking lot where the Brawling Brutes.
Filler.
Yeah, you've got Butch and Rich Holland hanging out.
So I just, as a quick thing, I feel remiss if we don't mention already from this part, or like we should have mentioned at the beginning, this event is nearly 4.5 hours long.
Yes.
I just want to point that out with 8 matches. If 8 matches go 20 minutes each, that's 2 hours and 40. That's an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours of filler.
We know WWE loves filler. So we got Rich and Butch hanging about, and they're like, way! And along comes this monster truck, and out gets Sheamus. And then the monster truck goes. Then they leave. I didn't know Sheamus had like a link with monster trucks.
It doesn't, as far as I'm aware.
I think they've got this painted up monster truck with WWE all over it. They wanted to use it for someone, and they couldn't figure out who, so...
No, it would have been better? LA Knight.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And into the arena, not just into the car park.
Yeah, I think the problem with that would be that it is a baseball stadium, so it's kind of difficult to...
You'd never get it in.
Yeah, because they've done monster trucks in arenas before, so...
But monster trucks are expensive, so if they need to use it, they need to use it. Get their money's worth, you know? But it was a bit odd. All right. So now we come to...
Our next bit of filler?
No.
Oh.
No. There's a couple of ads here and there, but I'm not going into the ads.
Okay, actual wrestling. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, this is the first of our 4 main events.
So...
4.
We're going up. So first it was 2, then it was 3, now we're up to 4.
4. Bear in mind, how many matches are on this card?
8.
So half the matches are main events.
We'll get to Survivor Series and all the matches on the card will be main events.
Why?
That is not how it works.
I kind of get 2 main events. We spoke about this before. You can kind of get away with it because you want to have, like, showcase the women and showcase the men. So you have a dual main event. They're both the last but one match of the night. Everyone goes home happy. But this is the second match of the night and it's a main event. It doesn't make sense. Okay, here's the next question for you.
Yeah.
How many suplexes is too many suplexes?
Let's go with 18.
Okay, we didn't get there. Nice. Okay. Good job. Unless you count F5s, because I'm like in my head like, is it a type of suplex? It sort of has the same principle to it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So in that case, we probably got up to about 15-ish.
Oh, it's close. It's close.
I didn't count F5s, I counted suplexes.
I just want to point out you haven't actually said what the match is yet, so...
Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
This is Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Sorry. I'm getting excited.
Does he want it?
Neither do I. Okay. So 11 is the number. 11 suplexes, not counting F5s.
Yeah.
Suplex City was a huge thing previously for Brock Lesnar.
They seem to have let that drop at the wayside.
Yeah.
The chants don't even appear these days.
No, because it's too many suplexes.
It's like chops. It's the criticism, like I said, with chops.
Yeah.
I hate when a match is just chop after chop after chop after chop.
And fair enough. Brock's got, I think there's 3 different types of suplex that he swaps around a bit. So it's not always exactly the same move. But I did sort of feel like Suplex City has become like a holiday destination that you've been to every year for your whole life. The shine wears off. It's just not as interesting anymore. Like, really, are we going here again? That's a bit what it feels like. A little bit.
I kind of want to see Taz versus Brock Lesnar in both their primes.
Yeah.
Because that would be a suplex match.
Oh, that could...
Taz could out-suplex Brock Lesnar any day of the week, guaranteed.
Got that low centre of gravity.
Well, it's just he probably knows more suplexes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe next time I'll be counting F5s as well. So during the 11th suplex, Cody rips the turnbuckle pad off.
Oh, I wonder what I've seen that before.
I suppose accidentally.
It almost looked like a carbon copy from Backlash.
Yeah. So that happens, and then they carry on fighting. It's all good. They end up on the outside, and Cody's picking up the steel steps, and Brock Lesnar's running into them, and that.
Cody, let's say it as it is. Cody hits Brock with the steps.
Hits Brock with the steel steps.
Now,
the
Leanne,
ref is looking.
Leanne, is this a no DQ match?
No.
Is this no holds barred?
No.
Is this false count anywhere?
No.
Then why the hell wasn't Cody disqualified?
I don't know. The ref was looking directly at them. It's not like it's there's too long spent on the ropes or hair pulling where it's the ref's discretion as to whether you get, and even they hit 5 and then the ref's putting them apart rather than instant DQ.
Yeah.
This is intentionally using an item as a weapon. Why isn't it a DQ? I don't understand. This premium live event is so confusing to me. So confusing. I don't understand. Anyway. That's the moment I sort of lost all interest in this match.
Do you know where I started losing interest in this match?
Was it suplex number 9?
It was about number 7. It's when they kept trying to throw Cody out and just trying to get him to get counted out. And they did that. Oh, he's going to get in just before 10, 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
That's where I got bored.
It does get a bit much, doesn't it? Okay, so contact with the steps, blah, 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 blah.
Should have been disqualification, yeah.
Should have been DQ.
It was a blatant use of a foreign object in a match to incapacitate your opponent.
Yes, it was very deliberately. That's what... You don't pick up steps not intending to use them.
That's like having a steel chair and going, wham! Oh, I was just trying to get a seat, sorry.
Yeah. Or when they're holding up the steel steps and someone runs into it accidentally. Even that should be a DQ because
you're still
holding the chair, so at least...
if the person runs into them on the floor and they kneecap themselves, then okay, fair enough.
Yes,
there's a bit more of a grey area.
meant to be. Even if you've moved them slightly into position and someone's gone into them, that's...
It's still a grey area, that one.
But no, he's holding them up in the air. Anyway, we also have Brock then going into the exposed turnbuckle, even though he doesn't touch it.
Again, Backlash.
He didn't touch it.
No.
They
probably told him not to get colour.
Yeah, because when you're going into the turnbuckle, most of the guys, they fling their head down, so their head's making contact with it. He was sort of head straight up, and his shoulders bounced into the ropes, so the turnbuckle's in front of his chest.
Yeah. Well, look what happened last time you went into that turnbuckle face first.
Yeah.
Literal instant colour.
But you've got to at least make it look like something's happening. Otherwise, what's the point of the exposed turnbuckle? Ooh, it's a fun one. What on earth happened to Brock's shorts?
They just kind of exploded.
At some point, they're ripped to shreds.
I don't even know when. It just... one moment he's fine, and then Cody's got the Kimura on him, and then Brock rolls onto his back after it gets broken, and his shorts are just in shreds. In tatters, and it's
luckily he was wearing pants.
It's why can I see more of Brock Lesnar than I'm comfortable with seeing?
I don't know. It's more confusion. What is happening? I don't get it. So after Brock's shorts get ripped, after he's gone into the turnbuckle post, Cody hits 3 crossroads in a row and pins Brock to win. And this leads me to the only possible conclusion, which is that Brock's power comes from his shorts.
So his shorts are his Samson's hair?
Yes.
Is it Samson?
Yeah. Yeah. There is his source of power.
Shite. Yeah, no.
I don't get it.
The whole countdown thing really dragged me out of it.
Yeah.
As soon as they started doing it, 8, 9, oh, Cody's got in the ring. Oh, use the second time. Use the third time. Use the fourth time. It's oh, for God's sake.
So I know they try and explain it away with, well, if you've got the 10 count, you make the most of it to recover, jump in at the last minute. But sometimes they seem to get an awful lot of energy after that.
It wasn't even that, 'cause he was crawling around the floor like a baby. He couldn't stand up, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm totally fine, bouncing back in the ring. And it's like, just stop. No, that's a crappy way of doing a match. Don't do that. Hate it.
Yeah.
You know what else is a crappy way of doing things?
Mm-hmm.
Can you answer me a question?
Maybe.
When did this feud start?
Oh, I can't remember.
Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Okay.
Why did the feud start?
I can't remember.
Do you know who else can't remember?
Anyone.
Anyone, because it's never been explained.
No, you're right.
Why did Brock attack Cody after Mania? Nobody knows.
No.
We're now 4 months later, and no one is any the wiser.
All they know is it's carrying on because it's carrying on.
Yeah.
It's just, perpetual. But, I mean, at the end, after this match finished, you did have Cody and Brock facing off, and then Brock offers a handshake, and Cody takes it, and then they share a moment. Does that mean the feud is ended?
I'd imagine so, yeah. Do you think they're going to form a tag team now? Maybe it was in the rite of initiation. Maybe Brock couldn't team with anyone until he's gotten beaten by them twice.
Until he's ripped his shorts
off. Yeah, Till they found the source of his power. And because the shorts exploded, Cody was able to beat him. He found his kryptonite, and therefore Cody and Brock will now form a mega power situation. It'd be like Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man. Oh. The mega powers are back. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes,
the mega shorts.
The mega shorts, brother. The nightmare shorts.
Nightmare shorts. Love it.
We both predicted Cody to win. We both got that right.
Yay!
Take it. Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we've now got some, I guess, ads. It's
filler.
We've got the ad for the next Premium Live event, which is Payback on the 2nd of September, and then an ad for WrestleMania next year in Philadelphia. And then we have a video package for Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a new one.
I think so. But there's sort of extra filler in this bit because the next match is...
So just pinning that a sec, right? Filler segment for Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
My question on that side of things would be, why isn't she versus Trish Stratus on the card? Why is it being handled in Raw in a week and a half's time, or just over a week's time?
Because they've already got too many main events.
It's a pay-per-view quality match.
Yeah.
Or PLE quality match. Stick it on the PLE.
You would think.
Continue.
But there's another confusion. So yeah, the next match, talking of snapping into a Slim Jim, like you were earlier, is the Slim Jim Battle Royale. With a lot of people. 25 people. Most of them are in the ring by the time we get to it.
After we finish the filler. Mm-hmm.
After the filler. But we see the end of the Miz's entrance. We see an entrance for LA Knight and AJ Styles. So yeah.
Yeah.
Then, after AJ Styles' entrance, we got some more filler.
Yeah.
It's a video package of the legacy of the Battle Royale.
Which is just, wait, what?
Yeah, a little bit. I think they want to show the history and all that, but you could do that on one of the shows leading up to the event. I don't know. Bit weird. Confusion. And then the bell rings, and then we hear a voice saying, "Oh, wait." And it is MVP, who introduces another entrant to the Battle Royale, Omos. Yeah. And then we have a Battle Royale. As Omos slowly makes his way to the ring, it all kicks off, and it's chaos. There's loads of guys in there. Obviously, they didn't get an
25.
entrance. It's loads. It takes way too long after Omos is in and like throwing people over the rope before they decide they actually need to.
I think we were down to like the final 8 at that point.
I think something like that. Yeah, there was a mini attempt to get him out with a few of them that didn't work. But yeah, then they just let him beat everyone up, throw everyone out, and then eventually like, oh wait a minute.
Look at this tall glass of water here.
If we lose any more people, we are not going to be able to get him out. But they do, which is good. And I haven't put much up until when we get to the final 4 because it's so hard to keep track of what's happening in a battle royale. It was fun to watch, definitely. A lot of people just getting chucked all over the place, which is what you want.
It's the thing with the Battle Royal, a lot of it is a spot fest because all these guys are trying to show their worth and just put a lot of gumption in and have a showcase on a show where they're not in a program that's meriting a PL event match, but they're being thrown into the mix anyway.
Yeah,
so you kind of have to take the ball and run with it, you know?
Do you know whether it was 25 people, including Omos, or...
I do not.
As well as...
They didn't put an actual list up.
No. Weird.
Yeah.
Bit annoying.
Yeah.
All right, talking of that, our final four we come down to LA Knight, Bronson Reed, AJ Styles, and Sheamus. So Bronson Reed and LA Knight have a bit of a fight, and somehow LA Knight gets him out unaided. It's pretty good.
That was not
crazy.
That was great.
AJ Styles gets onto the outside, and Karrion Kross comes down and...
No, Karrion Kross is in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, he was, but he's out.
He'd only recently been eliminated,
back.
so he was just lingering around the outside. Yeah.
But he sort of pulls AJ Styles, so he's in a dangerous position, and Sheamus comes up and eliminates him.
Yeah.
So then we're left with... Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
If I missed someone. No, LA Knight and Sheamus, who, interestingly, were the two that were actually announced for the Battle Royale.
And they had a match on SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
As the only two participants announced at that point.
Which leads me to the conclusion that everyone else was just filler. just leading up to a Sheamus versus LA Knight fight.
Yeah.
Not that I'm complaining, because they're both great.
Yeah, that's true.
They had a nice little fight to finish, but then eventually LA Knight eliminates Sheamus for the win.
Who wins the match, Leanne?
LA Knight.
Yeah. And we both predicted LA Knight to win.
It was a fun match. I did enjoy it. The problem I found was the complete lack of stakes.
Yeah.
There was no motivation apart from bragging rights, as they say on the commentary.
Yeah.
So it felt like, it was filler, essentially.
I guess down the line you could say, well, I won the Battle Royal at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that extra little step on his way to greatness.
Bear in mind that the number one contender for the United States Championship was in the Battle Royal too. Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
Did Santos Escobar win the Battle Royal?
Nope.
No! It doesn't quite work, does it?
Nuh-uh. The thing that annoys me in Battle Royales is how silly some people are. How they don't get it. If you get put over the top rope and you end up on the apron, don't stand up.
There was a lot of people doing it in this one.
I don't get it.
What happened to the Dolph Ziggler's great in Battle Royals? Because he will literally clutch onto that bottom rope with his legs and arms.
Roll back in. Do something. Don't just stand up when you're in the most vulnerable place you can be in this match. So many got eliminated just by doing that.
Yep.
Stupid.
Yep.
More confusing things. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Battle Royale?
Nope.
No. All right then. Following that, we do have an ad. It's the Slim Jim ad, but recreated by current WWE wrestlers.
Two of, yeah.
So it was fun. With little segments of Macho Man.
Yeah, I think that's the original advert showing on the TV that they got there. So
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. Some ads are fun, some are not. The cricket ads? No, thank you.
Not so much.
That's so boring.
Have you noticed there was a common thread between that and the cricket ad?
No.
Bianca Belair's in both.
Oh, yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah. Talking about yawn? Nah. Not really. A little bit. Next match, we've got Shayna Bazsler versus Ronda Rousey, and this is an MMA rules match. So they did quite a nice bit at the start that they don't usually do these days, where the refs gets Shayna and Ronda together and is explaining the rules to them, which is a nice way to do it without making it feel forced or having to put a big thing up on the screen so everyone can see the rules. So there's no pinfalls, no rope breaks or submissions.
No.
No, wait. What?
No count-outs.
No count-outs. No rope breaks or count-outs.
It's pass out, tap out, or knockout.
Yes.
Effectively, that's the stick they use on SmackDown.
Submissions or knockouts.
So yeah.
Or passing out.
Or passing out,
yeah. I actually found this match really interesting. The MMA style is very different to your normal pro wrestling, sports entertainment stuff. The problem is that because it's so different, it's not what the people have paid to see.
This would literally have been better suited on a UFC event.
Yeah, or even on Raw or SmackDown, I think it would have been a bit better.
Like that Raw Underground thing they did a couple of years back with Shane McMahon and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So you've got a lot of low to the mat grappling and counters and flipping around, that kind of thing, and some striking, but there isn't any of the like sports entertainment, the high flying or the like
spots fest,
hot spots. So the crowd's completely flat through the whole thing. Can't confirm, but it sounded like there might have been "this is boring" chants. Not sure.
And I'm wondering if this is something to do with the tester in the water with the Endeavour buyout, because the merger buyout, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously occurring towards the end of this year, and they own UFC, and they're looking to form one brand.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a real shame because it was very interesting to see that the different style. Oh, obviously, it was still predetermined and all that stuff, but it was more MMA. And
because you've not seen any UFC stuff, have you?
No.
You said you've seen clips.
Yeah, I've seen little bits here and there, so it's quite interesting to see, but maybe not the right place for it.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it was a good exhibition of talent and that, but it's the wrong place for it.
Yeah, definitely. So in the end, Shayna gets Ronda in a Karafuda clutch.
Yes.
And Ronda passes out.
And Ronda's trying to get her arm, which she's been working on, and bend it, and Shayna's biting on her glove to prevent herself from sort of having to tap out. And, which I thought was a nice touch. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Shayna, as you said, Ronda passes out, and Shayna gets it.
Shayna gets it.
Boom. Guess who got that prediction right?
Both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think it could have been better. They probably could have done a bit more striking stuff.
Yeah,
a bit more high impact.
A bit more into it.
Because that kick the Shayna hit sort of towards the beginning was wow. Okay.
Well, was really good. Proper high kick right to the face.
Yeah.
You love it.
Yep.
All right, next they announced the attendance record, which is 59,194. Apparently.
Probably closer to 50.
Probably.
I think they count staff and crew and wrestlers and that. So.
It's like how many people are in the building rather than how many people have bought seats, I think. But it's still lots of people.
Yeah, it's more than 7.
It's more than 7. You're not wrong.
Stop me when I'm telling lies.
You keep misquoting. I can't handle it. Oh, next match. We've got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. Not a bad match.
Yeah, it was alright.
I felt like there was something missing, but I couldn't quite tell what. I think it might have been because Prop Rock wasn't there.
If you go back and watch Sheamus and Gunther from Clash of the Castle, and then you watch this doesn't hold a candle to Sheamus and Gunther. No. There was something lacking in this match. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't feel good. It was okay. Yeah. It was mid at best.
Yeah, definitely not a bad match, but not premium live event.
Drew needs to stop doing the countdowns.
100%.
That's just killing it.
Yeah.
That's pointless.
It's so obvious that the reason people are countering that move is because he's so obviously projecting it. Yeah. 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 So the finish on this match, you've got both Drew and Gunther on the turnbuckle. I'm not entirely sure what happens. I think Gunther hits Drew and Drew bounces back, straddling the ropes.
Oh yeah, he hit that hard.
Ouchies. Gunther takes advantage of this, lands a splash, hits a lariat, and then a powerbomb, and pins Drew to win and retain the Intercontinental Championship.
The way they kept on Gunther towards the end, I thought someone else was going to come out and be like, hey, look who's back.
Yeah. But no. Nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've already covered it. There's not much to talk about in this match because not a lot really happened.
No.
It's Drew gets pinned at Mania. This is the one thing in the recap that they put in. Drew's the one that got pinned at Mania. Yeah. So why is he entitled to a title match now? Considering he didn't lose the title, he was a challenger. He just waltzes in the door and he's like, want my title?
He's starting
I want your belt.
He's acting a little bit like Charlotte Flair a little bit. Skip the cue.
Yeah, it doesn't feel... It felt too forced for me, but, you know. We did both predict Gunther to win, and we both got that correct.
Doing good.
You're seeing a trend here about how predictable WWE is.
Okay. Now, the next match is Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Hey, Leanne.
Hey.
Is this a main event?
I think so. I don't know.
Did they say it was a main event?
They didn't.
Then it can't be a main event.
It can't be. But
so we've only had one main event so far.
But there's only 3 matches left.
Hang on. Right, so there's 3 matches left, but we've only had one main event so far.
One main event.
Out of 4.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's keep going. They're going to turn up somewhere, right? You can't just lose main events, Leanne.
And
They've got to turn up.
It's not like they would have a main event and not say this is the main event, right?
They made a point of doing it on Night of Champions.
Yeah. And they said it for the match earlier. It's the first of 4 main events. So, okay, we'll wait for the next 3 main events. Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
They're bound to turn up. They're like a bus. They'll come up all at once.
So Seth comes out and he's wearing the same gear that he wore when Finn Balor was injured
7 years
ago. 7 years ago, which is the whole crybaby beef he's got.
What does Finn have on his shoulder?
Finn has on the shoulder that was injured 7, and then a purple line crossing through the V, but also like a line showing where the shoulder segments. Goodness me.
Do you remember what the injury was, or did you?
I think it was a dislocation.
Yeah. So that's the relevance of the line, because that's where the shoulder would be. Yeah.
Where it should be.
Yeah.
And where it wasn't.
Where it wasn't for a brief moment.
We covered in the predictions how I'm annoyed at how whiny Finn's gotten. It's okay. It was a good match. With some interesting story development.
It was certainly a better match of Money in the Bank.
Yes, it was. So at one point, Damian Priest comes down when Finn's kind of down and out a little bit.
Kind of see the crowd all standing up and be like
someone's coming. So Damian Priest comes down to ringside, and I guess it distracts Seth, allowing Finn to get up. And then it was a bit of a weird sequence of events, I found. So Priest sort of beckons to someone, and we're like, oh, that must be the rest of Judgment Day. So down come Rhea and Dom.
Oh, you missed the first one when Damian Priest first shows up. I'm not quite sure what happened with the ref, but the ref's on the floor, and Seth gets pushed over the ref, and Damian cracks him with the briefcase.
That's right.
Oh, he punches him.
He
punches him, and it's like, oof, okay, here we go. And then he calls after Seth kicks out, because I think Finn hits a pedigree at that point.
That's right.
And Seth kicks out, and then Damian's like calling for Rhea and Dominic.
So they come over,
Dirty Dom.
Distract the ref. Priest is then holding his briefcase out to Finn Balor. It's like, take it, use it. And Finn's like, what are you doing? Get rid of that briefcase.
He's like saying something about stick to plan A or something.
Yeah, stick to plan A. We're not changing the plan. So I'm not quite sure. Well, we don't know what the plan was.
Even the commentators were like, is Damian trying to cash in? What, by handing the briefcase to Finn?
If he was trying to cash in, he'd been handing it to the ref.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a terrible time of a match to cash in as well, so no thank you. But yeah, so Priest sort of steps back again. Finn carries on, but isn't having a great time of it. And then later on, you've got Finn in the ring. You've got Damian Priest sort of on ringside next to the ramp, next to the entrance. And then Finn starts like saying something to him. I didn't quite really catch it, but Damian's looking like really frustrated and annoyed.
I think he's like, throw me the briefcase or check the briefcase. I think he's doing something like that.
Finn's looking annoyed. And then Damian starts walking around the ring, puts the briefcase in one corner, walks around to the commentator's side and starts distracting the ref. So Finn then starts crawling over to the briefcase, trying to get it, and Seth stomps him onto it. So that didn't work.
Damian Priest is just like...
And in my head, the look that Damian Priest gave was, if we'd done it my way from the start, you'd have won this match.
I reckon that's what's going to come to on Raw.
So it's a bit weird, but after the stomp, Seth pins Finn and wins and retains.
Yep.
So I don't know, it was interesting story development, but it feels a little bit muddled as well. Like, we're not quite sure what happened, what motivations are there, and if we've misunderstood or if someone's misunderstood.
I think the motivations would be that Finn thought that Damian was handing in to cash in, but that's not how it works. Maybe there's some confusion in the moment, and Damian was just trying to help Finn win a title because he probably feels bad for him. He's the only one in the Judgment Day at the moment without an accolade.
Yeah.
Because you've got Dom's the North American champion, Rhea's the women's heavyweight champion, and you've got Damon's the senior Money in the Bank. I needed a referee then. I was like, wait, what? No, the referee's got nothing to do with this.
Damon's the referee now.
No, the referee's Money in the Bank. Wait. No, that's not right. So I get the feeling they just wanted to help Seth get the title, but I don't know.
It's strange. Maybe it's just that Finn's so stuck in his head with the 7 years thing that he can't see the wood for the trees and he thinks everyone's against him.
Do you think they're going to kick him out?
Maybe. It could be where they're going. If
Damien
he's too volatile. Oh, interesting. I have to see where it
bring
goes.
Edge back in, imagine that.
Oh. That'd be a kick in the teeth for Finn.
We both predicted Seth to win. We both wanted Finn to win.
Yeah.
But we got that right regardless because our prediction was Seth.
Fine.
Cool. 6 matches down, 1 main event down. 2 matches left, 3 main events to go. Let's go!
Oh my goodness. We have a Mike's Harder Lemonade ad where you've just got the Alpha Academy talk about how everyone is Mike's because they're great, and then Mike the Miz comes in and he's like, no, I'm the only Mike, and it's a whole thing. Then they put him in a case. Drink lemonade, I guess.
Awesome.
And then we come into another match, which is not announced as a main event. So we still got 2 main events to go, 3 main events.
3 main events to go, and we got 1 match after this one.
But this match is
Let's have some really good secret stuff coming up.
Is Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Bianca Belair in a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. Not the main event.
Apparently not.
Yeah. It was alright. Bit flat this match.
A bit.
Found.
Jesus.
Asuka was great. She did everything right.
Charlotte's missing her marks left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Also, when we said you need to change your gimmick, Bianca, we didn't mean change your hair colour.
Yeah, she got blonde braid now.
It's not what we meant.
It looks like it's gonna fall out.
It just looks ratty.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do it like with hair sort of bits coming out because it has got messy in the match before.
I reckon they just do it loose and then she swings it around and that's when it looks like that because that's the way they're going for it because it looks more natural. Well, no, it doesn't. Everyone can tell it's fake hair.
Yeah.
Jeez.
One day it's gonna just fall out.
I just want to take a pair of scissors and just...
Yeah. Charlotte had a gear malfunction.
Yeah.
Nothing like
hey ref, pin me up.
to see, but she did have to ask the ref to do her clothes back.
And what was happening at the same time, Leanne?
Oh, no idea.
Asuka and Bianca were double stacked in the corner waiting for Charlotte to hit a move.
Just waiting there.
Just waiting. Just waiting. And then Bianca hits a couple of hits, rolls back into position, Charlotte runs in, she's like, ugh, stops, and is like, that was literally it. She literally stopped short and then kind of went, and it looked awful.
You know what I think makes it look worse when Charlotte misses something or does something not as good?
Because everyone puts her on this pedestal up here.
It's because she has such long limbs. It makes it look, it accentuates it. So other people can miss a mark or do a bit of a sloppy mark and it doesn't look as bad, but when she does it, it's a little bit gangly.
So... does that count for the moonsault that she missed as well?
A little bit.
But
She's
yeah, Bianca
so
still
long.
fell over and it's like, oh god.
She like taps her sort of shoulder with her hands on the way down. But she's got such a presence that
It's awful.
everything just looks 10 times more than it is. Whether it's 10 times better or 10 times worse, it's always going to be the extreme.
I don't think I've ever seen Charlotte hit anything that's 10 times better.
Oh my goodness. Let's turn our attention to Bianca Belair then.
Okay, come.
Who hurts her knee as she goes over the top rope and hits the steps.
That was her right knee, right?
Yeah. So
So that was the right knee.
we can see the view of her going down, which looks like she goes down and maybe hits her head or her hands on the
I reckon
stairs,
she just kind of slammed
yeah,
her hand
that's probably what happened.
on the
Her
stairs.
leg's nowhere near him. That's fine.
Even
And
the
then-
commentators were like, she might not have hit her knee on that.
Yeah, they had to explain it away, and that's when you know something's not gone right. But then we then go around to see her, and she is very much clutching her right knee. Her right knee is injured.
So she's clutching the right knee.
Clutching the right knee, the correct knee. Ref calls for the doctors to check on her. They come out and start helping
I'm
her
glad
out.
you picked up on that.
Limping heavily, her right knee really being favoured. She can't put any weight on her right knee at all. So they're helping her out. She's crying and screaming. Asuka and Charlotte carrying on in the ring, and then all of a sudden, Asuka's like, I'm getting back in, but she can't put weight on it.
getting back in?
Sorry.
Bianca.
Getting ahead of myself. Getting wound up. Bianca starts running towards the ring, but she can't
Yeah,
put
I think
weight
it
on her
was,
right knee.
wasn't it Charlotte had Asuka in the figure 8, I think?
That sounds right, yeah. But she can't put weight on the right knee, so she's like falling about the place
Hobbling.
and
Cody
crawling
Rhodes
on the
2.0.
floor. She gets in and breaks that up. No problem.
No, she goes to the top rope.
She did, yes, of
And
course.
she hits a splash off the top rope.
Yeah, amazing for someone who can't put weight on one knee. It was perfectly straight as well, so good job. I know. Must be compensating so much. She's compensating so much that now her left knee is the one she's clutching.
It's a travelling injury. She must have hit it on the mat and it went boomf all the way up her body, all the way back down to her left knee.
Through the braid and back up.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, now her left knee is injured.
And from this point on, she clutches the left knee.
So she's not clutching the right knee.
She's clutching the wrong knee.
She's not clutching the right one. Come on, guys.
It's
you're
not difficult. It's not difficult, right? Oh, she's the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era, yet she cannot get her difference between left and right correct when she's doing an injury spot.
Is it that in the moment you get distracted and then you're on the wrong knee? It's like, oh, well, we'll go with this.
Sorry, no, it's go, ref, which knee was it? Ref, which knee was it? The ref would know.
Or like you maybe sort of, I don't know, poke your knee so that you know the one that you've hurt by poking it slightly is the one that you've got to pretend is really hurt. I don't know. There's got to be strategies to remember which knee is the one you can't put
don't
weight
be an
on.
idiot. Yeah.
I don't get it. That's my catchphrase for this video. I don't get it. I'm so confused.
So, needless to say, that was not planned. Needless to say, she was clutching the right knee prior to this moment, and now she's clutching the left knee, showing no favour to her right knee at all.
Yeah, the right knee's fine.
Just in case
it's a miracle.
Just in case one of our viewers is thinking, well, you're being too harsh. Well, no, because she's working the entire match with a busted right knee, then it automatically flips to the left.
Yeah,
it's like she's gone to Mirror World.
It's not that hard to remember which knee you've hit.
All you've got to do is think in your head, right, I've got to make sure I'm favouring the right knee. Not the wrong knee, the right knee. Oh, it's my right one. Not the left, the right, because it's the right one.
We rewound it to make sure that
I thought I was cracking up.
Because it can be easy to forget when you're watching there's a lot happening. Not so easy to forget when you're the one meant to be doing it.
Literally the only person that didn't miss any marks and hit every stride in this match, Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka's great. She's awesome. So Charlotte gets Bianca Belair into a figure 4. She gets the left knee into it, so that's the one that is currently being favoured. So it's the apparently injured knee, and manages to get it into the figure 8. So Charlotte's bridged up. It looks like Belair's about to tap, but Asuka sneaks in there and mists Charlotte in the face.
But she drops down, but doesn't let go of the figure 4.
Yes, so you've still got Belair's leg all caught up. Asuka sort of jumps over Charlotte to try and then pin Belair. But Bianca Belair somehow manages to roll Asuka up and pin her to win. And she's now the women's champion. After all that.
That finish didn't have a leg to stand on.
Very good, very good. Oh, it was so deflating though. It's like, that blue missed. Asuka should have won.
The crowd wasn't into this match at all.
No.
Like, the sad thing is that for both the women's matches, the crowd were flat.
Yeah, it's such a shame. But I mean, with the way it's going, I'm not surprised.
So we both predicted Asuka to retain, I believe. Yeah. So we both had that one incorrect. Yeah. Unfortunately.
But wait.
But
turn to the page. Out comes Io Sky.
Miss Money in the Bank.
Bum, bum, bum. She comes out. She's got the briefcase. Bailey comes out with her. Bailey's helping her take out Charlotte and Asuka on the way down, because you got to take out the competition if you're going to
catch it. Well, it comes to the point where she had the briefcase, and I thought she's going to turn, she's going to hit Io Sky with it.
But no, Bailey, I think, hit Asuka at that point.
I think she had Charlotte with it. It was a gut shot as well.
I think she got both of them.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Io cashes in.
I think she hit Bailey with it, Bianca with it as well once. I think across the back.
She's hitting everyone. Io cashes in. I think she does a moonsault off the top,
Yeah.
I believe.
Uh-huh.
After the crowd are way behind it. The crowd, like, woke up.
This is probably the
from
first
asleep.
moment in this entire match. The crowd are like, oh, there's wrestling going on.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
And, yeah, Io pins Belair and is now the champion. It's great. That made my day. It would have been nice for Asuka to keep it, but Io Sky is going to be great with that championship.
I was afraid we were going to get the boringest title run again. So the catch of this now is that Charlotte wasn't in the decision, so now she will go, I wasn't beat, I demand a title match, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Belair will also want a rematch because she got beaten for it.
Oh, but my knee's busted. But I'm fine, I can go. I have a broken kneecap. It's split into 3 fragments. It's totally fine. I'll Cody Rhodes it.
Yeah. But Asuka versus Io Sky would be cool.
Yeah. Well, that's... Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that one.
Well, I figured that's what was going to happen. I figured Asuka was going to retain.
Yeah.
And her and Io Sky would have a match down the line. Because that would be great.
Yeah, it would be cool. They're both amazing.
Yep.
So yeah, that's that match. It was a bit flat.
Yep.
The cash-in really did inject life into it.
That's one way to put it.
Brought it back up a bit.
A bit.
Next one.
I've seen corpses non-flatter than this.
So just to recap, how many matches have we got left?
1.
Okay, how many main events have we got left?
3.
Cool. Let's have a Liv Morgan video package.
That must be the main event.
They didn't say it was. And here's my main event. Yeah.
Oh. It's our main event.
Leanne signs of the PLE. Leanne signs of the PLE. I put blue tack on the post-it notes so they stay on better.
I was wondering what those dark dots are.
You can probably see them on the camera.
I doubt it. We'll see.
Signs didn't really show up until the last match. It's a bit weird, but then they were all there, so it's all good. So in third place, I think I've interpreted this sign right. I don't know. Roman has no D. But the D was like in, I think it's like the font that the Detroit football teams use or something.
Okay.
It's like a fancy D. So it was relevant to where they are.
Okay.
Roman has no D. You talk too much. And I have no idea who they were talking about.
Is that number 2?
Yes, it's number 2. You talk too much. It could have been any number of people.
That's rude.
You're okay. You talk just fine. The best sign, which did come in earlier, Claymore Gunther's head off.
He didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Because he kept counting down too much.
3, 2, 1.
But it was very direct. And I think it was a good use of a sign to give some instructions. And that's the sign of the PLE. There are a couple of little extras, some honourable mentions. Detroit is feeling oozy. Although it is a bit overplayed now, perhaps, the oozy
Yeah,
thing.
I think so.
And then one sign which on first glance would have been my top one, but then I saw there were more words in it, so it, what I thought it said was, acknowledge me birthday. What it actually said was, acknowledge me, it's my birthday, which is nowhere near as interesting.
No.
But acknowledge me birthday is my fantasy sign. Thank you for watching. Leanne signs of the PLE. Leanne signs out of the PLE. Play. Oh, it attacks back.
It got fed up with me throwing it away, apparently.
No more. Okay.
Hey, Leanne. It's...
No, it's not.
Okay, damn it.
At no point did they say that this was a main event. So we are assuming it is not a main event.
So, I mean, at this point, we've still got an hour and, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, so maybe there's 3
So maybe
more
there
matches.
has to have 3 more matches. Yeah, this is
Okay.
going to 20 minutes, and then they're going to slam in 3 more matches, which are main
All
events.
right then. Well,
go.
let's get on
Let's
with
go.
this one so we can get to them.
do
Otherwise,
it.
it's going to be such a long video with 3 more matches. This is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in Tribal Combat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let me ask you a question. What are the rules of a Tribal Combat match?
Next question.
Correct answer. We have no idea.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What title is this for? You didn't mention it.
It's the... I haven't written it down. Oh my goodness.
Undisputed
Undisputed
WWE Universal Championship.
Universal Championship. Tribal rules. Yeah, they at no point explain what tribal rules means.
No, we're literally piecing it together as we're watching this match.
Yeah. They get a table out. No DQ. Gotcha.
Cool. Ref's not counting? No countouts. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
It's like a write your own adventure kind of thing.
I don't think there were any rope breaks, were there? So we don't know if that was legal or not.
No. They also did go out into the crowd.
Yeah.
But then they went back to the ring, so we don't know if it was Falls Count Anywhere or not.
I'd assume not.
But at the same time, a lot of Falls Count Anywhere matches do end in the ring anyway.
Yeah,
so it might have been.
It's annoying.
So that is our assessment of the rules of a tribal combat match.
What was the last Falls Count Anywhere match we saw that actually ended? I think it was one on AEW.
Probably. They're more likely to do it.
Yeah.
Because they want, I guess with WWE, you want the finish to be front and centre in front of everyone.
I'm wearing an AEW shirt. Whoops.
Oh no. It was a fun match. I don't think it quite lived up to my expectations.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because they took something that should have been about 20 minutes and stretched it out for about 45.
They really, really did. They didn't have any of the trappings I've kind of expected. We talked about maybe having some Samoan props around, like they did for the Viking Rules match and this kind of thing. Or maybe have the tribal elders there, even just in the crowd.
Do you remember the drum match?
Oh, they'd hardly use any drums. That's the worst
That
one.
just popped in my head.
I'd take no props.
Oh, was the one with the bar brawl with Sheamus, the Irish something?
Oh, that was the Donnybrook.
Donnybrook, that's it.
Yeah, and they had the bar set up.
Yeah, and they had the wrong flag out.
Yeah, but yeah, they did. It was upside down, wasn't it, or something?
It was a completely wrong flag.
I thought it was just because it was the other way around. The stripes meant something different.
The stripes were in a completely different way. It was a completely different. I think they've done two of them, and the first one had a completely different flag.
Oops. But yeah, not even a Samoan flag in sight. So it was like 10 minutes into the match, I think, and I said, is this just a regular match?
Yeah. Closest thing we had was Paul Heyman holding I can't remember what it's called, the thing.
The lei.
Yeah.
The tribal chief's lei. Yeah. But that was because that was sort of in being contested.
But then the ref wanted to take it, and Roman Reigns was like, nope. And he takes it off Heyman. And that's the interesting part of this match for me was that he took it off Heyman. He said to Jay, you hold it in his face, and went, look, you beat me, I will give this to you myself.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Which I kind of thought, oh, okay, we're setting up for a good match. And then it just kind of all went downhill from there.
Yeah, it was a bit meh. So yeah, there's tables, kendo sticks. A kendo stick gets broken.
Oh,
Jay
that thing gets smashed up.
I'm pretty sure the ref ducked from the splinters. Because half of it flew off.
I think I would too, jeez.
There's a whole pile of chairs, literally a whole pile of chairs gets dragged out and thrown in, used once, and also a leather strap. So yeah, you get some no DQ stuff, I guess. Lots of hitting each other with stuff, as you do. So they end up in the crowd. There's this one guy just yelling things. He's amazing.
Do it for Jimmy J!
Do it for Jimmy J!
Who's Jimmy J?
Don't know. And then out comes
Answers in the comments below.
It's Jimmy J. Solo comes
I
out.
legit want one of our viewers to be named Jimmy J to go, I'm Jimmy J in the comments.
Hi, Jimmy J.
If your name is Jimmy J, please let us know in the comments below.
Yes, please do. Solo Sikoa comes out and attacks Jay while they're in the crowd.
Surprise, surprise.
And this is where the guy yelling made my day, because he just said, how dare you? And that guy is my new favourite.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk was this guy? About a 7?
How dare you? He's your brother. Great. Yeah, they brawl a bit and then they end up back in the ring. Well, Solo tries to drag Jay back to the ring, and I think after a bit decides that's a silly idea, and
it's
then
like 10
picks him
foot,
up.
and then he's like, yeah, screw this.
Yeah, so he fireman lifts him back, holds him up for Roman to spear Jay, but Jay moves and Roman spears Solo, which is
drag
fun.
Solo into the path, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Oops. And then Jay sort of got the upper hand. He's about to pin Roman, but he's pulled out of the ring by a hooded figure. Jimmy Uso.
What's the one thing we said on the predictions video you didn't want to happen?
Jimmy to turn on Jay.
What exactly happened at SummerSlam?
Jimmy turned on Jay. Big time. Super kicks him, rolls him back in. Roman spears Jay through a table that had been set up and pins him to win.
Yay.
And my exact words at the time were, I thought we were done with this. I thought we were done with this. You progress a story, keep it progressing. Don't take it back a step. Please.
But I guess in this sense, they're going to try and push Jay as a single star now instead.
Yeah.
Because the Usos are clearly done.
Yeah.
There's no way that they're going to be still a team after this.
No. But how are they going to... I don't know if they'll find it easy to let that go. It's just they're just going to keep being tied back in. Because they're twins. They're always going to be the Usos in one way or another if they're against each other or together. I think they're going to find it really difficult to have them both doing their own separate thing. For any extended period of time anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, we've been surprised by this storyline in how much we're invested in it, so maybe it will be taken somewhere where we're not disappointed. I don't know.
Yeah. We both predicted Roman Reigns to win. We both got that correct.
Yes.
So as such, I had 7 correct out of 8, and you had 6 correct out of 8.
But wait. Where are the other 3 main events?
Oh yeah, what are the other 3 main events? What were they?
I guess we've already had them, but they were unannounced.
Maybe this is the main event.
We're the main event.
We are the main event.
So really the only main event was that other one.
The other
Which
one.
was it? I don't know. My brain. So the only main event was Brock versus
Brock and Cody, yeah. Which happened second on the card.
That's terrible. Oh, this was I'm not going to lie.
So,
and you probably gathered a disappointing premium live event.
It's still on about the Tribal Combat sec,
Yeah.
is that, like, I've put on my thing that I was kind of half falling asleep. Because there was just not a lot going on at all.
No.
But yeah, people would be like, oh, that was amazing, that was fantastic, blah, blah, AEW's nothing in WWE. Okay, you go watch this, then go and watch Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega from Forbidden Door, which is probably about the same length of time.
Yeah.
Tell me which is the better match. Tell me which is more engaging, and tell me what keeps you awake. Because I'll tell you it's not Tribal Combat.
Roman Reigns does do a lot of brooding during matches and like staring down kind of stuff. Like the first 2-3 minutes of the match, no one even touches each other.
Yeah.
Because they're just like watching each other from the other side of the ring. I don't know.
But to string out something that probably should have been 20, 25 at most, to nearly 45 minutes.
Yeah. And then just have it end.
It was bloated, it was boring, it was overly long. And then to have that swerve. If it was a shorter match, the swerve would have felt probably less foul. Yeah. But because we'd been subjected to 40 minutes already, I was ready to be done. I was right. That's as you said, that's nearly 4.5 hours of your life you're never getting back.
Yeah.
The worst SummerSlam, I think, that I can remember. Simple as.
Yeah.
Simple as.
It was a bit flat.
Hands down.
Yeah. The build up was meh. Shame. It's a shame. But maybe payback will be better.
You got to pay all the fans back for that crap performance.
We got 4 weeks to do something.
So here we go. Favorite match.
My favorite match was Bianca Belair versus Io Sky.
Favorite advertised match.
I think it is probably the Battle Royale. I think.
Guess what?
Same.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. Because at least it was fun.
Yeah, and they did get some good spots, and a lot of guys got a show, and yeah, it was what you expect it to be.
Yep.
And LA Knight was in it.
Okay. Least favorite match.
Tricky one. Tricky.
It's a lot more contention, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably the women's triple threat.
Yeah.
Because that knee thing just really
the knee thing. Charlotte clearly being off her game.
Yeah. It was pretty close.
It was awful.
It was with like Cody versus Brock. I think that was up there.
Yeah.
But they had a bit more power behind it.
At least Brock and Cody had a bit of impromptu storytelling towards the end.
Yeah.
Even if we don't know why the hell they were feuding in the first place.
I know. At least they're friends now.
Apparently so. They're gonna form a tag team. So.
Yeah.
So. Okay, I'm gonna throw a random question here. Okay.
Oh no.
Which of the matches you thought stank the place out, which do you think deserves a second run around? If they had to do one more match of Payback that is the exact same match, what would it be?
Oh, with the same people?
Yeah.
Seth and Finn.
Yeah.
They could do better.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, actually.
They could do better. I don't want to
And that
see
literally
Brock and
popped up in my
Cody
head.
again.
Yeah, hell no. That's done.
Um,
They literally advertised it as the end, so...
I don't want to see Logan Paul again.
Nope, ever.
Ricochet can come back.
Ricochet can come back, yeah.
Battle Royale, but that would be just weird doing that the same thing again.
Yeah.
Shayna and Ronda, if they were to do it again, it would have to be a more sports entertainment-y match, but I'm not sure that would be in their wheelhouse as both of those together.
I think it's done. I think Ronda's done.
Yeah.
She's been beaten by Shayna. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. And Gunther and Drew, seen it before.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't need to see that again.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Do better, WWE. Come on, guys.
Please do.
We want you to do it better.
So, going into this, I did say that I wasn't particularly overexcited for the card.
Uh-huh.
As of recording the predictions, there wasn't even one match announced for All In. They have since, I'm not going to say what it is because Leanne doesn't know what they are yet. There's now
catching up to do.
a total of 2 matches confirmed for All In and 1 rumoured, heavily, as in from Collision last night, because I saw a spoiler from that. I'm already so excited over 3 matches for All In over the entirety of this card.
Oh my god,
Any one of those matches could trump everything that happened on this card.
Yeah.
Literally. And that's not because, he's just an AEW mark. Yes, I think AEW is a better product.
Mm-hmm.
I think the wrestling is an actual product. It's an actual wrestling product.
Yeah.
You know? They don't need 4.5 hours to tell 8 matches. If you get 4.5 hours on AEW pay-per-view, you're getting 14, 15 matches, you know?
Yeah.
And it's the same with New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? I'm watching the G1 Climax. 20-minute time limits, 8 matches per night for the round-robin part of the tournament. None of them have gone over 3 hours and 10 minutes max.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Tells you the focus is on the right thing.
Exactly.
You can still get storytelling done without this much filler. You don't need it.
Exactly. And for anyone who was saying AEW All In is going to be a glorified house show, absolutely not. We are getting some top-tier matches already. And there's only 2 actually announced. A 3rd potentially announced. There's a challenge was thrown out.
Oh.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Can you guess what's next?
It's All In. We're going to go. We'll be there.
Take us home, man.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate everyone who tunes in. Please like this video if you like it. Show us that you appreciate us too, please. We love it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and X. I'm not going to get used to it. Follow us on there. We'll see when we drop new videos and also our weekly updates.
Should we just start calling it the artist formerly known as, or the app formerly known as Twitter?
The act formerly known as Twitter.
The app formerly known as Twitter.
That might be it. Yeah, and we'll put some more content up in the next couple of weeks, and then our next wrestling one is going to be our predictions for All In.
Yep. It's probably about 3 weeks' time-ish.
We'll see you then. Let us know in the comments what your favourite match of the card was, and if there's any matches that you'd see coming from the storylines shown in this show. Let us know. We'll join in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's it. Anything from you?
Nope.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.